Blackwater National Wildlife Refuge is located 12 miles south of Cambridge, Maryland. Blackwater was established in 1933 as a refuge for migratory birds coming down the Atlantic Flyway. Each fall, geese, ducks, shorebirds, and other migratory birds fly southward. They migrate along well-defined flyways. One of these flyways comes over Chesapeake Bay, down the Delmarva Peninsula, and on to the Blackwater Wildlife Refuge. The refuge includes more than 27,000 acres, composed mainly of rich tidal marsh characterized by fluctuating water levels and variable salinity. Other habitat types include freshwater ponds, mixed evergreen and deciduous forests, and small amounts of cropland and managed impoundments that are seasonally flooded for waterfowl use. Moist soil management is used extensively to ensure that the proper plants grow as food for the waterfowl who depend on them. Originally established for migratory birds, primarily ducks and geese, Blackwater is one of the chief wintering areas for Canada geese using the Atlantic Flyway. During the peak of fall migration, usually in November, Blackwater and surrounding lands host approximately 25,000 Canada geese, maybe 5,000 snow geese, 500 tundra swan, and 15,000 ducks of various species. Blackwater is also a haven for one of our nation's endangered species, the Delmarva fox squirrel. In addition, the refuge provides important nesting and wintering habitat for the bald eagle, which was recently removed from the endangered species list. Before its designation as a refuge, the marshland along the Blackwater River was managed as a fur farm. Muskrats were the primary species trapped. Most of the woodlands, including the islands, had been timbered. Remains of old drainage ditches and furrows which crisscross in some existing woods indicate past agricultural use. Today, sorghum and other grains are planted to provide food for these birds. The varied habitats of Blackwater, from open water to dense woodlands, promote a diversity of wildlife that change in numbers and species with the season. The best time for viewing waterfowl is between mid-October and mid-March. Wintering species include tundra swans, Canada snow geese, and more than 20 duck species. The most common ducks found are mallards, black ducks, blue-winged teal, green-winged teal, wood ducks, widgeon, and pintails. Although most waterfowl migrate north in the spring, some remain throughout the summer using the protected areas of the refuge to raise their young. These nesting waterfowl include Canada geese, mallards, black ducks, wood ducks, and blue-winged teal. Other large resident birds include the great blue heron and the bald eagle. Sightings of eagles are fairly common, as Blackwater is the center of the greatest nesting density of bald eagles in the eastern United States north of Florida. The golden eagle is also occasionally sighted on the refuge. Over 85 species of birds breed in the refuge woodlands and surrounding habitat. Numerous marsh and shorebirds arrive in the spring and fall, searching for food in the vast mudflats and shallow waters of the Blackwater River. Ospreys, or fishhawks, are common from spring through fall. They use nesting platforms that have been placed throughout the marsh. Osprey and eagle interactions are interesting due to their competition for fish resources. The refuge woodlands provide year-round homes for owls, towhees, woodpeckers, nuthatches, bobwhite, and woodcock. Also, a fast-growing population of wild turkeys can be seen. The warmer months invite warblers, vireos, orioles, flycatchers, and many others to this same habitat. Many Canada geese spend the entire year in the refuge. Mute swans are also thriving on the refuge, so well they have become a nuisance because they are efficient feeders and they tend to destroy the marshland. Herons and egrets nest on Barren Island. A bird list for the refuge has been compiled and is available to visitors. In addition to its extensive list of birds, Blackwater supports a variety of mammals including bats, raccoons, rabbits, otters, possums, skunks, and the elusive red fox. The marshes are home to large numbers of muskrats and, until recently, the larger nutria. Nutria were introduced from South America in the 1930s. It was thought they would provide a good source of fur to the American market. But a few of them escaped, and they multiplied and multiplied and multiplied. The nutria cause a considerable wetland damage. But in 2002, an intensive trapping effort began, which has nearly eliminated the nutria problem from the refuge. White-tailed deer can sometimes be seen in the wooded areas and in fields along the forest edge. Sika deer, a species native to Asia that were introduced to nearby James Island in 1916, prefer the wet woodlands and marsh. Sika deer are more nocturnal than white-tailed deer and are less likely to be seen. Both gray squirrels and the endangered Delmarva fox squirrel inhabit the woodland areas. Here, you see refuge biologists looking into the health and breeding success of the Delmarva squirrels, which are carefully managed on the refuge. And when the population reaches a significant number, some are taken to other places to provide colonies in those places and enlarge the range of the Delmarva squirrel. The refuge participates in a nationwide banding effort so that the birds can be traced, so that we can know where they go and how well they're doing. These platforms are being installed to provide safe nesting areas for the osprey who arrive from South America. They've taken to these nesting platforms really well, and they're successfully multiplying here. The refuge uses a system of controlled burning to manage the grasses and other weeds on the area, and to prevent lightning strikes from creating uncontrollable burns. This is David. I hope you've enjoyed your visit to the Blackwater National Wildlife Refuge with me today.